Hi. As most of you know, my name is Casey. I am here today to introduce my big sister, Maddie. My big sister is the best big sister I could ever have. Maddie and I have had so many good times together. Like when she jumps into the room I am standing in and scares me right out of my socks. Or when she says, "Smell my ice cream," and shoves it into my face. But don't worry about me, I do it to her all the time. In case you didn't know, I can make some trouble too. Maddie is also fun because she plays games with me, and we love to jump on the trampoline together. Maddie helps me with my homework sometimes and shows me what hard work is all about. She is also thoughtful. Whenever she comes back from her trips, she brings me something. Next year, she will be a boarding student at Westover. I am going to miss her a lot, but I am looking forward to visiting her for games and performances. And I know she'll always be there for me, even when she's away. There are other reasons Maddie is a good sister, but you'll have to ask me about that some other day. Now I would like to introduce my little sister, Sophie. She would also like to say some words about Maddie.
Hi, I wrote a Diamante poem for Maddie. I learned how to write this in kindergarten. I hope you like it. My sister, caring, playful, reading, babysitting, helping. She jumps on the trampoline with us. Playing, teaching, loving, wise, kind Maddie.
And now we would like to introduce our sister, Madison Hurtgen.
Good morning. Mrs. Owen, Mr. Mitchell, Mrs. Raft, Miss Federici, family, teachers, friends, and class of 2014. Convincing my brother to come up here and talk about how wonderful his big sister is was probably more challenging than giving this speech itself. Sophie, however, was thrilled. I don't think they understand how proud I am of them for doing this for me. It isn't easy to get up here and give a speech at their age. I have looked forward to this moment for almost 12 years now. I have also dreaded it. When I was younger, the idea of getting up in front of the whole school and presenting an insightful speech was terrifying. As I grew older, I became more and more excited. Pine Point prepared me so well for this moment and moments to come, whether it was the 8th grade assessment, the 6th grade bird report, or the 3rd grade inventors project. I am honored to present the first 9th grade speech from the class of 2014. I chose to base my speech off of my favorite children's book, Goodnight Moon. I loved the innocence and sweet simplicity of Goodnight Moon. When I was a little girl, my parents thought that I was a genius. I would recite Goodnight Moon to them by memory. I loved this book so much that I memorized every word so that I could never be apart from it. By the looks of it, this book has been well loved. It has been through 3 children and me constantly biting on it. I still to this day do not know why I bit my books. Perhaps I was teething. Whenever I had a rough night, my parents would tuck me into bed and read me Goodnight Moon. Then we would say goodnight to the moon and star above my head, and they would tuck me in. Goodnight Moon was a comfort for me. I loved saying my goodnights to the things that I admired and hearing my parents' soothing voices read me the reliable words of my treasured book. In the kind, caring school, there were intelligent students and tenacious faculty and positive parents. And there was a castle in the pre-K with princes and princesses, and a soft plush dinosaur, and 3 silly stooges, and the beach with the big kids, and a second-grade worm, and a Miss Raft and Miss Scott, and so many kisses, and a Miss Mortrude and Miss C whispering, "Hush," to your flashcards. And the 5th-grade stars, and the 6th-grade bobolinks, and the 7th-grade Twilight Zone with Doc's spot-on impressions, and Mr. Williams's Disney princess mug, and the promise of a scholarly English class, and the small class of 5 in the Aloha State. Family has always been the most important piece of my life. I can't imagine living without babysitting Casey and Sophie, the cutest kids in the world, or playing games like Who Knew or Spit after a family movie night dinner in front of the TV. I can't imagine not talking to my dad about the latest current event that just so happens to relate to what we're talking about in history class, or asking him what I could have done better in my sports game. My dad is such a big part of who I am. Without him pushing me to stick with sports when I was little, I would not be the athlete that I am right now. I don't know any other father who would sit with their grumpy daughter at 10:00 p.m. on the couch for an hour, helping her with her English essay or geometry homework. I also cannot imagine going everywhere with my mom, to the grocery store or shopping, and to having the long conversations in the car about our lives. It feels like she's always on my side and supporting me. The little time that we can spend with each other is precious, and I cherish every minute of it. Casey and Sophie are 2 of the most important people in my life. Although the sibling rivalries continue for who can sing the best version of Frozen, from Let It Go from Frozen, or who has the best basketball trick shot, they are the 2 people who can keep me going through a stressful day at school just by a simple smile in the hallway. Casey, next year I will miss helping you with your homework in the car and you hiding from me in the school halls, but we will always have our basketball tournaments in the driveway every weekend and break when I come home from school. Sophie, I will miss giving you a big hug whenever we see each other on the walkway and picking you up at extended day, but I know where your room is every time I need a good tea party. Thank you both for helping me get through my middle school years at Pine Point. I don't know what I would have done without your company. It is not just my immediate family who make my life worth living. It is also my 13 cousins living in North Carolina, and my grandparents, aunts, uncles, my pa, and my Nana who lives in, believe it or not, 4 different places: Old Lyme, Madison, Vermont, and Florida. I can't imagine going on trips around the world without my Nana right by my side to keep me company, like she always does. My favorite moments with her are the days when all we do is paint together in her studio in Old Lyme. When I paint with her, I feel so happy. The skylight is open, sending rays of sunshine onto our papers, and the open window sending a warm breeze into the art space make me feel warm and at peace. On occasion, I will make her happy and play golf with her on the Old Lyme Country Club green. We go shopping together and we travel together. We are the closest companions. Although it can be painful, I cannot imagine having those 10-hour car rides to North Carolina to see my dad's side of the family. I love helping out my grandpa with the farm work. Just being outside with him harvesting tomatoes in the hot, sticky summer or climbing our way through the prickly okra makes me feel incredible and valuable. When the night hits and the day's work is done and all of the cousins go home, I love bonding over the newest America's Got Talent, or in the basketball season, the Duke game with my grandma. And then I crochet with my Aunt Lisa on the couch, and we fawn over my latest creation, like the mug koozie or the bowl cover. Family has changed my life forever, and I know that I will never be without them, no matter where I go to high school or college. In the future, I will have new friends, new teachers, a new school, new everything. I am excited but nervous. I will have to say goodbye to my best friends, Brianna, Mia, Juliana, and Andrew. And I will also have to say goodbye to the only school that I have ever known. I am scared of losing the bonds that I have made with the students and teachers here. I am scared that I won't have a Miss Dolphin to give me hugs in the morning and cards on my birthday. I am scared that I won't have a Miss Iakoi to feed me or complain to. And I am scared that I won't have a Miss Maureen to wave to every time I pass in her office. And I am scared that I won't have a Mr. Hambleton to make me laugh in math class, something that I never thought was possible. These are all the fears that I will carry with me in the back of my head, no matter what, even though I know I won't really lose the things I love. Goodnight Moon helped me realize that there comes a time in an hour, day, week, month, or year when we have to say goodbye to the things we love. At the end of this year, and as I go off to boarding school, I will have to say goodbye to some of the biggest parts of my life. Just like in Goodnight Moon, that great green room and the bowl of mush will still be there when the bunny wakes up. And I know that all of you will be here whenever I come back to visit. I know that I will never lose you. Good night, kind and caring school. Good night, teachers. Good night, students. See you tonight, parents. Good night, memories, and good night, class. Good night, Pine Point. Thank you.